Hello, I am Adrienne Renée. I am starting what's called Willowed Yoga. For now, it's just different social media outlets for me to share my journey with yoga. I am not yet a certified yoga instructor. However, I will be starting my 200 hours starting in August. I decided it's going to be Power Hot Yoga through Hot Yoga Inc. For that, I will be teaching classes in Bellingham. Today I'm going to show a little bit of a small chunk of a beginner yoga flow. Again, I'm not a certified yoga instructor, so I do not make that claim at this point in time. So let's go ahead and start in child's pose. We're going to do that at the back of our mat. Having knees on either side of the mat, sitting on our heels, extending from the hips. We're going to open up our hips, send our hips back, holding a straight posture. Reach out your arms in front of you. You're going to extend out. Again, holding that straight back, engaging your shoulders now. Imagining the stomach, the chest coming down to the floor beneath your knees. Spreading out fingertips nice and wide. Remembering your breath, inhaling and exhaling with intention. On the next inhale, rise to all fours. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips, holding a nice straight flat back. We're going to go into cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're going to curl in our back, lift up our spine as if it's being pulled up by a string to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're going to extend our hips, looking up, opening up, stretching our back, and getting a nice little bend. All right, here we go. Starting from the tabletop, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Couple more here. Inhale, and exhaling. Come to center, come to neutral. After this, we're going to curl in our toes, and then we're going to lift from with our knees, leading with our hips, pressing back into down dog. Here, we're going to paddle out our feet a little bit, get our hamstrings a little familiar with the movements that we're going to be doing next. Kind of getting the feel, a nice little bounce, pressing forward, imagining our chest coming to the tops of our thighs. Again, engaging our shoulders. You don't want to be having a lot of tension coming really close to our ears. You want to press them a little bit wider. Fingertips nice and wide, getting a solid foundation. We're going to inhale and lift our right leg behind us, making sure our foot is still flexed. We don't need to do any kind of pointing, just flexing here. Take a nice inhale, and exhale brings the knee into the nose, shifting the weight to the front on the hands. Exhale, kick back out to that same position. Inhaling in, exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, and as we exhale, prepare to plant the foot in between the hands. Exhale, plant the foot, keeping the toe on the ball of your foot. We're going to lead with our hands, coming forward into Warrior One. Setting deep into your stretch, not pulling this hip back too far, but thinking about having it in alignment facing forward, arms extended. We're going to shift the positioning of our back foot and have it become perpendicular to our front foot, opening out into Warrior Two. Looking over our right hand, we're going to do what's called Reverse Warrior. Extend forward and reach above the head, bringing the left hand back either on your hip, stabilizing with this leg, or coming even further if you so wish. Inhaling. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down onto either side of the foot. We're going to extend this foot back out, come back into down dog, and get our breath here. starting with a little bit of a modification. We're going to have our knees come down, knee us to the floor, and then we're going to go through our chaturanga. So we're going to come down. For some people that don't have the arm strength for this, or just simply haven't done this before, so I like to start with a modification. Again, having our hands nice and rooted, nice and strong, fingertips spread wide. We're going to come engage the core, tuck in your tailbone just a bit to get that straight line going, and we're going to come down into a push-up. Keeping the shoulders nice and close to the elbows, pressing out, we're going to come into baby cobra. You should be able to lift your back. We're getting this back strength here, lifting from there as opposed to pushing our back like we would do an upward dog, and so we can go ahead and go back into upward dog, get a little bit more of a stretch. In upward dog, we want to lift, put some weight into our feet, and get our hips off the ground. And then come back into down dog. Exhaling, breathing here. Inhale, lifts the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhaling and exhale, down, plant the foot. Again, remembering that back foot, coming into warrior one. Opens up to warrior two. Remembering the breath, being mindful of the breath. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, back. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale, cartwheel, hands forward. Again, placing them here. And then we're going to come down into non-modified. If you're still at that modified version, you can keep your knees down. Otherwise, on the toes, come forward, chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. Good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to either walk or float our feet. So I'm going to show both of them. You can either walk, leading one left foot with the other, keeping the hands rooted where they are in the beginning as much as possible. Or, starting with the float, we're going to get a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of bend in our knees, and prepare ourselves. We're going to want to hop, leading with the hips as if we're almost going to go into a handstand, but not really. We're just going to bring our knees to meet our hands. So we're going to hop and land with both feet off and on the ground, both at the same time. Then come into the flat back. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. You can bend your knees here if you need to. Exhale. Inhaling, coming up. Hands to heart center. Alright, standing strong in mountain pose. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into chair pose. With chair pose, we want to be thinking about a couple of things. We want to be able to see our toes when we're bent down into position. So this means we're going to have to shift our weight back. This can be unfamiliar, this can be scary, and this can be strugglesome for some people, but just listen to your body and go where it needs to go. The next thing we need to do is have our hands extended up above our heads. So we're going to extend our arms and press down. Go ahead and look and check and see if you can see those toes, keeping those arms forward. Eventually, we want to work towards having our back be straight, our butt pressed out. Hands heart center. Inhaling. Exhale, fold. Good. And then we can either, like before, either walk or hop. I'm going to go ahead and hop back into plank pose. Holding a high plank here. Then we're going to move into our chaturanga. Sending forward, you can come into baby cobra, upward dog, downward dog. Last thing we're going to do is a little bit of hip opening. So go ahead and walk or hop to your hands. Look forward, walk or jump. And then we're going to go ahead and widen out the hands a little bit, the feet. You can go ahead and point your toes out a little ways This way it is a nice little bit of knee protection for people that don't have the flexibility moving into this posture. So go ahead and place your hands down and bring your butt down. We're going to enter into yogi squat. In yogi squat, we want to think about having our heels and toes both on the ground. We want to have solid flat foot posture. Then bringing our hands to heart center, and our elbows are going to be what's going to press open our knees and push them forward. So then you'll feel opening in your hips, and you can straighten out your spine. The more flexible, the more strong you become in this posture, the straighter everything will become over time. Good. And then we can go ahead and shift the weight back, flop onto our butts, and extend our hands forward. Coming forward and bending. Whatever flexibility you have here, if it's just reaching for those toes, getting nice and close, right on. Make sure you're thinking about keeping your back posture nice and straight, hips engaged, and feeling the stretch. For those that can reach more forward, reach for the bottoms of your feet. You can use them kind of as leverage, kind of just ever so slightly. Feel the extension, feel the stretch. But always be thinking about having a straight back. It's not about like how far we can pull down and get all of this bend in our spine, but can we keep our back straight? Can we use our hips, open them up, and then move into the stretch? So just have a nice straight back and feel the stretch. Even though it might seem like a little bit, you're actually getting a lot from this. Exhale. Alright, so now we're going to go into boat pose. Boat pose is like kind of the middle phase of the VF for those who do core workouts. So we're just going to extend our knees out. For those who can't, you can keep them bent, and then extend the arms out. And we're just going to slowly lay down. Good. So the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of inversions going. First we're going to start with bridge. So bringing our heels so then we can kind of make contact with our fingers. We're going to engage our core, tuck in the tailbone, and then lift. Touching those heels beneath you, lift further, and release. And as you release, curl your back, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone coming down last. Now this is preparation for wheel. Wheel is like a back bend. For those who don't feel they have the back health, back strength, arm strength, whatever, flexibility to go into wheel, go ahead and feel free to do bridge a couple more times. For those entering into wheel, we're going to go back into the same position, placing our hands above our shoulders, kind of on either side of our ears, our fingertips pointing down towards our toes, our heels reaching past away from our hands, our heads. We're going to do the same thing. Lead with those hips, lift up and press. Reaching into wheel pose. So you can do any kind of variation here. You can do some push-ups, just kind of like get the feel in your tricep. You can reach closer to your toes. You can do toe tips, lifting up on your tippy toes. Whatever you feel is safest, because you're within your practice. So then go ahead and stretch your hands out a little bit more, creating some space for laying down, exiting out of this posture. You're going to curl your chin into your chest, land to the back of your head, and again, vertebrae for vertebrae, come down to flat back. Now we're going to curl in our knees to our chest, really stretch here. You can rock around a little bit, side to side. Whatever you want. And then we're going to come back down, spot, and touch with our breath. You can go ahead and feel free to place your right hand on your stomach, left hand on heart. And that's it for today. So feel free to repeat that a couple of times. Just whatever feels comfortable in your practice. And again, remember, listen to your body. If something hurts, pull away from that slowly. You don't need to press through pain. Any other questions, just post them on the video, And thank you for all those who watched, and I hope that it was beneficial for you.